Welcome to another episode of Legends Live, presented by the National Basketball Retired Players Association, the official home of NBA and WNBA legends. Now, on today's episode, we have fan favorite Kenny Gattison is back to navigate the conversation with Tim Hardaway. He now has to go by Tim Hardaway Sr. because his son Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing in the league, but Tim Hardaway is in the house. 5-time NBA All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, the king of crossovers. We have him here today. So I hope you enjoy this conversation with Kenny Gattison, Tim Hardaway.
Hello, welcome to Legends Live, and got a special guest with us, Tim Hardaway. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great, man. I can't complain, just doing what we're supposed to do out here in this tough times. And, I always say this when I come on somewhere, I want to thank the first responders. I want to thank the doctors. I want to thank the nurses and everybody out there in the front line that's helping us and making sure that we're safe. And, thank you, man. Thank you, people. Without you all, we wouldn't feel safe. So thank you all. They put themselves on the line each and every day. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, I know that there's a lot of us, including myself, that echo those same sentiments because those are the people that are keeping us safe and protecting us. And they are the real all-stars, the real heroes, because they put their life on the line. So to make this country a safer place. So the UTEP crossover.
Yes, that's me.
Tim, you broke a lot of ankles in your day, brother. And you probably broke mine or fractured or something along
along
the line.
You want to switch off. That was y'all game plan at that particular time.
But I didn't agree to switch off. It just didn't end up well. But take us back to those early days when you were developing your game and you say, wait a minute, I got something here that works every night, every arena, every game. And of course, naturally, during your collegiate days, one of the broadcasters named it the UTEP crossover. So tell us how you perfected that move and what made it such an unstoppable trait, your signature move.
Well, back in those days, when we was growing up, used to get beat up, hand checking. You could steer a guy different ways by, defending a guy that knows how to dribble. So I had to come up with a move, and it goes all the way back to grade school, man, where the development of knowing how to dribble the basketball, the development and knowing how to keep a man on your shoulder, and you could go anywhere you want to on the court. And, that's where it started. I knew how to play, but, somebody always have to put that seed in you to make you understand what you have and what you could do with your abilities out there on the court. And his name was Donald Pittman. And to this day, he's still one of my mentors. And, he helps me with my son also, because, he's been a basketball coach all his life. So as I was growing up, it was people in my life that told me I always had to work on my game. I always had to get better. I always had to, or I couldn't do things on the basketball court. And I just wanted to show them that I could do stuff, that you were wrong about me. So each and every day when I played the game, I learned from the people that was telling me I couldn't do stuff, and I went out there and done it. And after we played, I come back there that next day earlier than everybody else and work on my game by myself on the court, just shooting the ball, making left hand and right hand layups, shooting floaters, and working on my ball handling skill. And I used to dream about or visualize somebody in my way that wanted to stick me. And I used to do my crossover move. So as I was practicing. So that's how I got better and better at my ball handling drills. And I went full speed like I was playing against somebody, like it was an actual game. So when it was a game, it wasn't foreign to me. So when I got to college, it was easy for me, man. I just developed this killer crossover and I'm like the UTEP two-step, and it just stuck with me. And it was just a move that I could use not only to make a shot, but to get myself open and make a play for my teammates. Right. And that's what I used it for. And it was just it was fun while I had it. You know, I could do it for you, but it'd be slow. That's why I tell folks. But I show it to them, but it would be slow. I could go to YouTube and just see the real action to it. But no, man, it was just something that I didn't have to use it. I just did it to get open and make a play.
Well, and that's when I'm sure each of us in our upbringing, we had that coach that would tell us, "You're pretty good, but when the game slows down, you're going to be great." And then and it hits at different times in our lives, but all of a sudden you realize you're moving in real time and everybody else is moving in slow motion. And once the game slows down, you playing every defender like a puppet, because you know when you make this action, they're going to react a certain way, and then you already have the counter.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where at some point, all of us, the game slowed down. Mm-hmm. But you took your game to a different level when you got to the NBA because of the pace of the game, because of the speed of the game. And you realize that there ain't a whole lot of guys in the NBA was real interested in playing defense. And you go back to, I call it everybody talk, but TMC, baby. The best show on a hardwood. You guys got that thing rolling, and everybody thinks that it's the present day Golden State Warriors that played a fast pace, shoot 'em up, and if you make a miss, that has nothing to do with anything. Talk a little bit about that dynamic that you guys formed a style of play that has really transcended the whole NBA today. You guys didn't have a dominant big man on that team, so there was going to be no inside out game. And you and Mitch and Chris, I mean, y'all gave the league the business for about 5 years there. So talk about how it transformed and how y'all perfected your style of play.
Well, the first thing is we was studious of the game. Our IQ of basketball was very, very high, and we understood each other. Not only each other, we understood our teammates, and we understood, where they like to have the ball, where they was more comfortable at with the ball, how to pass in the basketball, and because we practice that all the time, and but Don Nelson was ahead of his time.
Oh, yes.
He created this game the way it is today back in 89, 90, 91, 92. People like Patrick Ewing didn't understand that the game was going to be this way. A lot of people didn't understand that the game was going to be this way. We had Tom Tolbert, point center. We had Tyrone Hill, point forward. We had Jim Peterson, point center, that used to bring up the basketball and initiate offense, just the way Scottie Pippen has done, just the way Lamar Odom has done. And, even Chris Webber was doing and Vlade Divac was doing when they was with the Sacramento Kings. So we was ahead of our time, but we just knew how to play. We knew how to get in offense. We knew how to move without the basketball. And we knew how to get in the lane and to suck the people in and to make a play for the next person that was open. And a lot of guys didn't know how to, or teams didn't know how to play us. If you switched, you wasn't used to switching. There was back doors. If you didn't switch, Chris Mullin or Mitch Richmond and curl or come off the jump shot and make a jump shot. So a lot of guys they liked how we played. They wanted to play how we played, but you had to have a coach that understood how to run that type of offense and how to run that type of system, because you just can't go out there and say, all right, let's play. No, it's a method to the madness. All right. And the method was you have to practice it. You have to learn how to move without the basketball. It's constant movement. And you have to understand what type of defense that the defense likes to play and what they don't like to do. And we found out that David Robinson, people like that, Vadi Divac early in his career, Sam Perkins, people like that didn't like to come out and play defense beyond the free throw line. And if you're making shots or making threes, Tom Tolbert, or if you're making shots, Jim Peterson, or if you're making shots, Tyrone Hill, that everything is going to open up for us. And that's what transpired. And that's why the game it is today. I mean, you got Draymond Green. When he's on, he making shots. You can't, I mean, you like, what I'm going to do? I got to go out here and guard him. And then he making plays off the dribble. So, I mean, the team that the Golden State Warriors have now and what Steve Kerr has done is a magnificent job. But you got to have the players that have a high IQ to understand how to play that game and how to understand to play that way, which they do. And that's why I say Wiggins is going to be really good for them, because he's a three-man that really don't need the ball. He can play 3 or 4 that really don't need the ball. But he's gonna help those guys out because of his athleticism. So they did a great thing by trading for him. But I mean, I love watching them guys play today like they used to watch us play. We used to play the same way. But the thing was, we didn't shoot as many threes as they shoot now. They averaging 60 threes a game. We was averaging probably maybe 15, 16 threes a game. So, now, I mean, it's much more exciting, but we used to come down and we used to get up and down the court. Sometimes Don Nelson's like, hey, let's shoot the ball before 20 seconds. So you got 4 seconds to shoot the ball up and down the court. So, I mean, he made it fun for us. And then sometimes he slowed it down for us. But, if we had a big man to go to, like you said, if we had a big man to go to at times that could put a little bit on defense, we would have been all right. We would have been A-OK.
Right. And you touched on a lot of great points there, and I'm glad you put it in the terms that you did, because it absolutely resonates. Because first of all, you had a coach that devised a system, and it's almost what the league is getting to today. Mm-hmm. You don't have point guard, 2 guard, shooting guard, power forward, center. You put your 5 best players on the court, and you play ball. And just like you said, what your guys did, Tom Tolbert and those guys, it's no different than what Draymond's doing today. Draymond get the ball off the glass and he push it up, and you got a true 5-spot offense. It doesn't matter who brings it up. Everybody knows where their spot. Everybody knows where their system play. And you talk about Don Nelson, how innovative he was with his offense, and he truly was one of those guys that let his players play. Could you imagine Steph Curry or James Harden playing for Hubie Brown or Pat Riley?
Well, I know both of them would be they'd be beside themselves.
Oh, God.
They couldn't play this way. They definitely couldn't play this way. But, I think, Hubie Brown and Pat Riley, they were studious of the game too. They was very unique in a way where they can adapt. Most coaches couldn't adapt. I think Pat Riley and Hubie Brown would have, and even I think Larry Brown adapted because he had Allen Iverson, so he had to adapt. But I think they would have adapted very well to the way they play, the way we playing now. But they was more of a Pat Riley and Hubie Brown. They was more of a defensive coach. They defensive minded. They wanted you to play more tougher defense. But on the offensive end, they will let you play. I know Pat Riley, he'll definitely let you play.
Well, and it's one of those things, and you touched on it. That those two guys were great defensive minds, but now in today's game, you don't see very many shot clock violations. Defense is short lived because, like you said, they're jacking up 45, 53s a game on the regular now. So defense has kind of been diminished a little bit because the shots go up so fast. Let me touch on another thing that a whole lot of us, as former NBA players, we haven't had the chance to experience. You got a son playing in the NBA. Come on, how great is that?
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Rick Berry the other day, and he came up with. We both was talking, and we both came up with the same thing. It's hard to describe how I feel because inside I feel exuberant. Inside I feel like, I'm about to explode every time I watch my son play. So it doesn't show on my face or in my expression because it's just the emotion inside. But me just telling somebody that, they really don't know the full effect of it. But man, every time I'm like, oh, okay, watch out there. Okay, you should have shot the ball. Okay, you should come on. How come you didn't steal that? I'm just on pins and needles. So, but yeah, man, it's a great feeling to have my son follow in my footsteps and play the game that I love, that his granddad loves, and that brought me up with it. And so yeah, man, I be smiling ear to ear and just ecstatic every time he's out there on the court.
Yeah. Tell me this now. Throughout and you had a terrific collegiate career. You had a great pro career, 5-time NBA All-Star, but you won an Olympic gold medal. What is the highlight of Tim Hardaway's career as a basketball player?
Man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, man. I don't think I could just put it in one term. I got to put it in phases. When I got drafted, that was the highlight of my career. When I got drafted, then I'm playing with Chris Mullin and Mitch Richmond, and for a great coach and Don Nelson and great teammates. That's another highlight of my career. Then I get traded to the Miami Heat and playing with Alonzo Mourning and Pat Riley and the team and a great organization. That's another highlight of my career. Then we beat the New York Knicks to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and play against the defending champions, the Chicago Bulls. That's another highlight of my career. So I got many of highlights. And then the last highlight of my career, then the Olympic gold. Yes, that's a great accomplishment and highlight. And I was playing with great players, great coach, coaching staff. And, it was awesome over in Australia. And we had a great time with each other families and everything. That's another highlight of my career. And then my son, getting drafted, playing basketball and watching him out there doing his thing. That's another great highlight of my career. So I got a bunch of great highlights. I just can't put it all on one because all of them been good to me. All of them been great to my family, and I enjoyed each and every one of them.
And I think most of us would say something similar to that. You take it in phases, and you, like you said, the first phase, you work your butt off through high school and college, and you get drafted into the NBA. That's a highlight because, oh my God, I'm getting ready to get paid doing something I love. And then as you progress through your years, you get an all-star. So that answer is one of those things that is common that most guys, they can't just say one thing because it happens in phases. The next thing I want to ask you about is, what have you been doing? What have you been doing during this quarantine? Have you started a project, or you like reading some deep books or anything? Everybody comes on, and I shaved off my quarantine beard a week ago. So what has Tim Hardaway been doing during this downtime with the quarantine going on?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I got with Kendall Gill. He lives in Chicago. I live in Michigan, and we got the same similar friends. And all of us like to work out. So Kendall Gill, he came up with the 60-40 drill, or this workout. You for 50 days, you work your way up to 50. You do 60 sprints and jog 40. So on a football field, you do a sprint for 60 yards, and then you jog for 60 yards, and you go back and forth. You work your way up. The first time you do it, you work your way up to 20, and then 21. Every day is 22, 23, all the way up to 50. Then you work your way down. So I've been doing that with him and with the friends in Chicago. We've been, talking to folks and just being on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just talking to folks and making them, get out there and do something. Go work out. Get a stretch in. You don't have to run. You can walk. You can jog. You can run. You can ride a bike. Do elliptical. Whatever you got at the house, do it. And and get a friend to do it. Get a family member to do it. Because this right here, sitting at home by yourself or with some people at home, will just be frustrated all the time. So you just can't be frustrated all the time. You have to get out and work your mind, get that frustration out, get your mind going so you can be fresh for the rest of the day and do what you need to do for the rest of the day. If you're doing work, if you're not doing work, if you're being with the family, whatever you're doing, that's what you get the stress off you. Go work out. And that's what I've been doing, man. And I've been posting it, and I got a lot of people in Miami, more people in Chicago, just getting up and working out. And we just posted and just adding people. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna tell you this: we have a device. These two young men came to me with a device. It's called Dream Dribble. Go to dreamdribble.com, and it helps while you're in the house. Like it's raining out here today. I'm in Michigan. It's raining all day today. If it's too cold outside to go ride a bike or to play, if it's snow outside, whatever, that doesn't make any noise, and you could dribble on a basket. You could dribble basketballs on this device, and it's all about repetition for the kids that's trying to understand how to play the game or dribble. Just getting their confidence together in dribbling, and another thing is, it doesn't make any noise, and the parents will love it. Bouncing that basketball at home is nerve-wracking. It's just nerve-wracking. They just keep bouncing. It's just nerve-wracking. But this is a device that you could just dribble on it, and you could do 2 ball dribbling. You could do 1 ball dribbling. You could work on just like I said, repetition of dribbling, and it's great for kids today. Go to dreamdribble.com and get your device for your kid. And it can, and I'm gonna tell you this, it can help with some NBA guys too with their games. Some college guys, overseas guys with their game, and being at home and not making noise. Because most guys, if you got a basketball, it's indoor basketball, and you can't take your indoor basketball outside because you mess it up. So you just keep your basketball inside and dribble around with this device, and it'll keep your basketball together and won't tear it up. And so when the gym's open, you go and play with it again. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well, good. I played a few years with Kendall Gill, and I know what a fitness buff he is. And I'm certainly glad he didn't call me talking about running some 60 or 40.
I like to work out. I like to stay in tune with stuff and work out and keep my body together. That I still like, because you never know. My son might want to say, let's play one-on-one. I'm gonna say no to that because I don't want you to beat me. That's the first thing. But I got to keep my shooting skills together, my legs together, so I go out there and play horse against them.
Well, I'm a few years older than you and Kendall, so I like to think about working out. I like to think about it. I really think about it I thought about it today.
I knew you were going to say that. You thought about it today. You was like, no.
Yeah, it'll happen. Hey, Bridget, we got a beer question
We
here.
do. But I'm glad to know, Kenny, you're at least doing some mental workouts. So
No, I'm buffed. Mentally, I am buffed.
Tim, we have a question from Travis Allen from Facebook. And this is an interesting question. And then there's also a second one after this. But Travis would like to know, who has the best crossover besides yourself?
Well, I like to see a guy cross somebody over and just take him to the hole or take it and make a play. I don't like to, play with it and bring it back and then play with it again and all that and one stuff. First of all, that gets you tired and you're using up too much energy and your teammates get mad at you. So, I think who has the best handles in the game right now is Kyrie Irving. No question about that. But who has a crossover like mine is Kemba Walker. He has a crossover like mine. He gets to where he needs to get to like I do, and he makes a jump shot or he takes it to the rim and make a play for his teammates. So, but by far, the best handles in the game right now is Kyrie Irving. But the crossover that Kemba Walker has reminds me of myself.
And then the second question for you, Tim, this one is past or present. Which NBA player do you wish could have been your teammate back in your prime?
Oh, man. Whew. Right now? Oh, my God. Which teammate? Man, I love LeBron James. But I'm going to tell you this. That Kevin Durant, whoo, he could put you in a basket every time down the court. He got a killer mentality. Kevin Durant. I would have Kevin Durant. I would love to play with him. Have him with me, Chris, Mitch on the team.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
That would have been great.
That would have been some problems.
Yes, some problems, man. That Kevin Durant, he can put the ball in the basket. Yes, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and of course, naturally, with this Last Dance documentary that's going on, and the people that's getting a up close personal look at MJ and inside of his thought process. And I grew up with the guy down in Wilmington, North Carolina, so I've known him and watched him, and had my battles with him, from high school all the way through the NBA. Tell me because we all have an MJ story.
Oh, no question.
You were a little chirpy, during your playing days. I was kind of I was the enforcer. I ain't talk to nobody but my teammates, and all I wanted to know was, okay, who I need to screen real hard. But I'm pretty sure you probably had some real interchanges with MJ during your days.
Oh, no question. My first encounter was he came to the summer league at IIT, and we was playing a playoff game. And a friend of mine, Fred Shepard, he said, "Hey, Tim, we got something for y'all tonight." I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "MJ coming in." I'm like, "MJ who? Who was MJ?" I knew what he was talking about. He's like, "MJ." He's like Michael Jordan. I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Okay." So my you know how your intensity revs up from that point on? My intensity revved up. And they had Craig Hodges on the team. They had Terry Cummins, Michael Jordan, and about 2 or 3 other guys on the team. So I was going against Craig Hodges, and I knew Craig Hodges moved because I've been watching him the whole summer because that's how we watched him. and we understand what they like to do and what they don't like to do. I had Nick Anderson on the team. I had Alfredrick Hughes on the team. I had a guy named Byron Irvin on the team. He made the NBA with Portland Trail Blazers. And we had a couple other guys on the team too. And Alfredrick's brother was on the team. But I think it was Michael Jordan wanted to play against Alfredrick. And he took it out on Alfredrick so bad. But I took it out on Craig Hodges as a college player. I took it right out on him. I was like, listen, this is my time right now. Mike said, Craig, come on. And Craig was playing with Mike at the time with the Bulls. And Mike said, Craig, come on, man. Can you stick this guy? And in front of everybody, I said, no, he can't stick me. So why don't you switch off on him and stick me? Mike just kept walking. Mike just kept walking Craig like he didn't hear him. Oh, Mike said, okay, yo, man, you know, you gonna stick this guy, what we, you know, that was in college, and after the game, you know, he never told me you can make it, you have a chance of making it. He just looked at me and he shook my hand and was like, he just looked at me. You know the nod of like,
oh yeah,
you know,
that nod of approval. That nod of
improvement. Like, yeah, you know, you. He looked at me like, yeah, you can make it, and that's all I needed. That's all I needed from Michael Jordan. So, you know, he's been always kind to me and good to me throughout the years. And I'm glad he come out with this documentary to show people how we grew up and actually how we thought about the game. He wasn't the only one thinking of the same.
Exactly.
We all thought of the game that way. We all played the game that way. We all didn't want to lose games, and we took games seriously. If we was pitching pennies or you know, drop kicking a football somewhere, whatever we was doing, we never wanted to lose. So that was our mentality back then. He was just you know, at that other level of that. But I mean, we was all at the same level. That's how we made it. That's how we instilled in our bodies, and that's how people but you know, that's how we portrayed the game.
Well, and you just said it. You couldn't have said it any better. We all strive to win every game. We all strive to push our teammates to be better. And you look at the team that goes 72-10, and you're like, as they were doing it, you're like, I can't believe this happening. I think that was, I retired in '96, and I went into coaching. I'm like, okay, they have no weakness. I'm like, you better hope MJ gets the flu, because other than that, you can't beat this team. And to watch that team go 72-10, I don't think you'll ever see that again, because it takes a commitment and a drive that the best player on the team, and you know, everybody's looking at this documentary and how MJ pushed his teammates. You pushed your guys. Magic pushed his guys.
Yeah.
Bird pushed. Zeke pushed his guys in Detroit, because it can't be but one champion. So you push yourself and you push your teammates to the limit. So I think that was a great analogy of putting it together, that not only was it MJ, you know, we all tried to win every game we ever laced up shoes to play. Well, anyway, brother, I appreciate your time. It was a delight talking to you. I wish the best to you. And you know, I know you got a whole lot of people you're concerned about back in your hometown of Chicago, and you know, Coach Nashville, we sending up our prayers to all of our members and legends and former teammates and everybody in the country. And like you said when you first came on, you know, kudos to the first responders, because they are holding it down for this country, and they're truly the heroes and the all-stars right now.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. No question. And I keep up with all, you know, with a lot of these legends here in Michigan. You know, you got Dave Bean, you got my man, a lot of them here, man. You know, and we all text and we have fun with each other and just making sure that everybody's right. Making sure they okay. If they need something, the younger guys go out there and help them with whatever. And so that's what it's about, man. Keeping up with everybody and make sure everybody's all right, because we all in this together. This is nothing them. It's not black, white, Hispanic, Asian, or whatever. We all in this together, and we got to get through this together. And that's what we have to do. No question about that.
Well, you're exactly right, and appreciate your time. It's been a blast chatting with you, and
thanks for having me on. Thank you.
I'm certain everyone enjoyed getting your insight on the game. And Bridget, let's talk about what we have coming up on the next episode. Take care.
Sure. Thanks again, Tim.
Thank you. Y'all take care. Be safe.
You too. All right, Kenny. So what do we have coming up next? I'll tell you. On Sunday evening, we're going to be doing our Legends Live pre-show, our Last Dance pre-show, Legends Live special edition. So that's going to be this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, right here at NBA Alumni via Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Scott Williams will be back, and he's bringing along another one of his former Chicago Bulls teammates and four-time NBA champion. We have Will Perdue joining us Sunday evening. There's also another opportunity for you Last Dance fans out there. For the very last Dance this Sunday, we're partnering with Intersport, and for those in the Chicago area, Luminaldi's, and you can take part in Shooting the Bull with Scott Burrell and Bill Wennington this Sunday for a special VIP live chat after the Last Dance airs. So go to our Twitter page at NBA Alumni, and you can find out more information there. Now, for those who want to watch any previously recorded episodes, including today's episode with Tim Hardaway and Kenny Gattison, you can go to legendsofbasketball.com/legendslive. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of each other and be well.